How are they going to get open? How does this defense keep them in check?
Well, I think one thing this receiving group knows to have success in this game against this defense is it's going to take all of them. It's not just going to be one guy making all the plays. They're all going to have to be able to step up and, David, take advantage of their own individual one-on-one opportunities when those chances come their way.
Well, and I think that's what's good about this offense. Their strength in numbers is...
Oh, he's got a roof mate. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up. The margin for error is so small in this conference. It's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But yet, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises. And I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, and you expect that in the Big Ten Conference. But now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth across the country a lot this year. They have to get off to a fast start today. That's what makes this game so good. I know this defense statistically hasn't been one of the best against the pass this year, but they have had some guys banged up. They believe they've got difference makers on the back end. And just need to make more plays. That DB right there is one of those guys, and he does it here on the opening drive, getting a huge interception.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. The RPO fire complete to the left. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense.
Makes the tackle at the 27. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. To the air on first down. Zings it complete to the right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where you can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Stop is made, but he picks up 4 yards down to the 21-yard line.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and managing. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So, nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a third down opportunity that's in their favor.
Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
It's fourth down, and they can make the field goal from here, but it looks as if they're going to leave the offense out there. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. They turned it over with an interception on their first drive of the game. We're still looking for our initial points of the game. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Great job, too, by the QB there. Holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
Looking to throw on first down. Got his man out of the backfield. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds. What will they dial up on second and got him in the flat. They were able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And most of the time, my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
This quarterback part of their running game. And he gets it done on third down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44. And the Buffaloes are moving quickly down the field. Offense changing the play. Wants to go up top on first down. Makes the grab. It's Coles. Crosses the 30. He's away. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. And the Buffaloes have it in scoring position on first and goal. From the gun. Trying to find the end zone. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They've pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. Motion from the wide receiver. He'll ride his man on the option. He'll toss it. Touchdown, Buffaloes! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
Defense has to do a better job with their assignment football, trying to slow this option play down. Someone has to account for the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch man. That time they were missing the pitch man outside. That's why he scored.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, got a final score in a big top 25 matchup today.
Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. You could probably question the decision to pass on a field goal last time, and they came up empty on that previous drive, Jesse.
I just think in this offense, it's going to come down to critical down distances, right? Down in the red zone, third down, fourth down. I like them being aggressive. They just got to do a better job.
Yeah, and they kind of know what the defense gave them last time. So let's be more aggressive and take advantage of that defense on this drive.
Got 3 on first down. It's second and 7. Looking to fire. He's got him. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, getting that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield. Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. Can they catch it? He will score! Touchdown, Buffs! That return man saw daylight the instant the ball touched his hands, and he darted to it and took it to the house.
And Reese, I think it's one of the hardest things to do in football, to catch the ball as all these guys are flying around you, and you got to take it, make a miss, try to find spaces and creases that aren't there. Great job making a huge play. Special teams and punt returns coming up big.
And he takes this from inside the 5. The Illinois offense returns to the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
He'll do it himself. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
And I love that decision by this quarterback. No monkeying around, man. Get to the spot, get the first down, lower your shoulder. I don't need a big play. I just want another set of downs. Nice job running the option, knowing where the first down marker is.
They'll give it to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
That's caught. It's Marmore. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Use the play fake. Now the throw. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple. Guys, Colorado has the lead here. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the first, let's take a quick look at our game stats. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Power football with the run. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Really nice penetration by this defense, getting in there immediately, causing the running back to have to go a direction he doesn't want to go. And this defense has started the game so good. Several drives, no points allowed, and setting the tone on this drive.
Illinois needs a big play here on 3rd and long. Sends it back in motion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Complete out of the backfield. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
And as an offense, that's just why you cannot get behind the sticks in these types of situations. 3rd in California is hard to complete and is hard to convert for anybody. And even though the running back is able to do something positive on that 3rd down play, it's just too many yards to gain. Now they're forced to punt.
And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. They've had a really productive first half so far, and they'll try to add to it here. They'll send the back in motion. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Get it out to the supersonic guy. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Send the tight end in motion. Lost a throw on first down. Fires to the right. And it's caught. At the 45 on its way. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Looking downfield on first down. Quick completion on the effort. Knocked out of bounds. They're in the red zone. Mark it at the 17, and they are set up. The Buffaloes will line it up on 1st and 10. Motion from the wide out. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
From the gun, the running back looking for room. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
And I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with it.
Looking to get it in. Touchdown, Colorado. They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. They've extended the lead and taken control here in week 9. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Returner's going to try to see what he can get. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. They've fallen into this big hole, and they are pretty desperate for answers right now. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Just think such a big part of this offense is being physical and establishing the run game. They haven't had a lot of success offensively early in this one, and that's why right there, they're not able to get this guy going yet. That's got to change as this game goes on.
Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Illinois lining up quickly. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. The punt team makes its way onto the field. And after that punt, that's where they'll mark it. It'll be just inside the 35-yard line. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
And you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance. We're running and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
And the Buffaloes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to adjust the pattern. Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. Picked off, and they roll in an early drive with the turnover. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yards. Return. What a play there. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Gets it out quickly.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Illinois can be aggressive here on 2nd and short. Right on the money. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. And now they've moved into the red zone. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage from no gain on the play.
Stopping the run is very every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. And they dialed up the shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He is stopped well short of the first down marker at the 15, and let's see what they do on 4th. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. It's good. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, a big-time top 25 duel. Let's get right to the pictures. Tulsa is in front. They've answered the bell today, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They're up by 7 over Clemson. We'll circle back if anything changes in this big-time ACC matchup. Guys?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air, looking to buy time. He'll throw it. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
That is not good news for this offense, guys. I mean, the defense only brought 3 on that play, and they were still able to get after the quarterback. This O-line has got to play better.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got a man. It's close. Ace to grab. Almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. And the Buffaloes are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Making side adjustments here. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. He's got his man across the middle. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Looking to throw on first down. Going over the top. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the first half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break on the ball and make sure that throw falls incomplete.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Under fire. The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human. Keep getting hits on him. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Showing the arm strength down the left side. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been taking in a magnificent scene there today in Champaign.
The Buffaloes will put it away to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Illinois offense returns to the field. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speaking. Very simple. I score. I get a stop. I score. I can get back in this game. It's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it. Because because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops. So this is a critical drive here for this offense.
Tripped up at the 25 after picking up 4.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down.
They finally rustle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Illinois coming back to the line with a 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Bringing it back. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Buffalo!
I love this free safety and how he plays center field. And oftentimes, he's able to bait QBs into bad decisions. He did it right there. Made the quarterback think he was dropping one way, put his foot in the ground, got in front of that pass, and then showed you the wheels, returning it for a touchdown.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do have it, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Drives it back and leaves it. Move to get open. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
And busting big runs like this, we always talk about the running backs, but it's the big boys up front paving their lanes, those receivers gluing on those DBs that make these plays really good for big yardage.
And how about those receivers? Not just the glamour of catching passes, but doing some dirty work, too.
No doubt. When they get on those guys in the 2nd level and get on those DBs, that's when you break those big, long runs.
On the run, it's Acker. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
DB's locked up tight on the receivers. From the gun on 3rd down. Catch in the middle. It's Barmore. That'll be enough for the 1st down as they stop him at the 43-yard line.
Slants against man. That wide receiver has to win right now at the line of scrimmage against that DB playing man coverage. Quarterback, timing with the wide receiver, put it on the money. Wide receiver's probably still going to get hit too and got to hold on to that thing.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly. And that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the 2nd half to throw any completions.
Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. Wants to keep it in the air. Unleashes one deep. It is incomplete, and he almost had himself an interception in the end zone. It'll be 4th down. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone from the touchback. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Give to the single man. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback making checks.
It's not like we can feed the defense. We gotta make a play here.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. He'll take a deep shot here. Makes it around the left side. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. Might as well try to punch them while they're reeling. You get one huge play to set it up. Now it's 1st and 10 inside the 40.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Buffaloes can really attack on this 2nd and short. Fired that thing out at a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
I love the quick decision that QB made there in that RPO. Knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Close to the marker, it's Barmore. He steps out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust. Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production, but listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right, and things that they got to do more consistently.
You always want to give your big-time players a chance. That might have been too much of a chance to give right there.
And I know I'll give you a chance when it's 1-1, but not 2. You got to see that. You got to understand that they're trying to take away this guy. There's a reason they're trying to take him away. What else can I do now to take advantage of that defense?
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. Taking it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play. Got the football, but to flip the field position with the return. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Wide open downfield. Touchdown. All that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
So there's the end zone.
Quarterback's ability to read the field is huge.
Also, why is that guy not jumping? He's 6'4".
Also, the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. No better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll move the tight end. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start.
False start on offense.
Just can't lose focus like that. You got to know the snap count. Might be changing the route. From the gun, he'll try to throw it. The quick out. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Backed up now, here's second and long. Wants to go up top. Flips it out on the screen. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Wants to throw on third. Quickly complete. Coming through that third down conversion, and they'll mark it at the 43.
Well, that was a weird one because I think running back screen was called, but the quarterback just saw an open receiver downfield and said to himself, hey, I got an open guy. I'm just going to take it.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Caught over the middle. It's Need. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period.
Let's go. Let's go. Give us this.
Guys, Colorado has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So first down will open up the final period. Wants to go up top on first down. And he was flat, missed it. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Motion from the back. Red pass, it's complete. He goes out of bounds right at the 30. Good pickup on that one.
This quarterback right now is he's doing a nice job. He's reading the coverage and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
The screen, he can go.
And listen, that's not a surprise. Obviously, they want to throw the football on 3rd down and try to get a first down, but it got absolutely
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He finds a dead spot in the middle. He will not. There, they'll turn it over on downs, and that leaves the door open.
It is what it is. There's no pressure. This game's over. You're up by a ton of points. They're not going to come back here in the fourth quarter, so you're just trying to put up more stats. And listen, stats count. Like, we all count our stats. At the end of the season, we look up and all these plays still matter.
They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time, and you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air, or you've got to be more physical up front.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Here comes the Wildcat. Watch out here. Direct snap. He's in open space downfield. They might go back to that one in a big spot as they pick up the first down out of the Wildcat. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Wants to throw on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And that's kind of what we've seen from this offense all game long, man. It's been hard. It's been a struggle, and receiver and quarterback just not on the same page. Somebody out wide needs to step up, needs to make some plays for their QB because they're in a huge hole, and they need some explosive passing plays.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. They're dealing with a second and long. Looking to fire. This time he's got his man. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. Illinois moving it quickly down the field. From the gun, running back on the move. Moves through the tackle. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. They give it to him again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Wants to throw on third down. A strike downfield. They got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the field looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal. Wants to go up top. Fires to the end zone. Quick strike through the air for a score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between the QB and the wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing in the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paid dividends now on game day.
And everybody's got different philosophies. Some people kick onside every single time. You go for the big play, try to create some momentum for your team, but they failed. A nice job covering the kick, seeing the football off the kicker's foot, securing it, getting on the ground, and making sure your offense retains the football.
He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game, running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Coles. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve. For their offense.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
The Buffaloes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Gets the back moving. Second down, he'll throw. A safe call on the wide receiver screen. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
And the Buffaloes come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
Let's go.
Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Buffaloes have it with a first and 10. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
On the option. He'll toss it. Touchdown, Buffs! Great job by the back on the option. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the fourth quarter.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner goes down. The Illinois offense returns to the field. Not a lot of hope here, down 3 possessions late.
Now, and I love this part as a pass rusher because I'm just pinning my ears back, getting to the quarterback. I know it's a pass every single time. I'm trying to pad my stats. I'm sure you're just trying to stay up.
Well, we're definitely just trying to stay alive at this point, but you're also trying to build confidence, too, for your next opponent. If you can find some completions late in the game, even though it looks like you're going to lose it, it's all about building on the good things you do this week so that you're out executing at a higher level the next time.
Under fire. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
No harder position to play in a ball game than the offensive line. You know, tonight in this game, you're down by a lot. You know you have to pass the football. Man, it's a tough job to protect up front, and they definitely struggled on that play.
Another incompletion on third down.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with a win.
And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Thanks for grab. Touchdown, Colorado. And the stomping has commenced. They push out that lead a bit and draw much closer to a win here in Week 9. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Florida took its show on the road, and they'll be packing a big old W in their bags for the trip back to Gainesville. Never underestimate the importance of a road win and how it can impact a team's trajectory. Always interesting to see ranked teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Back to pass. It's complete to the left. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. On first down from their own 22. Looking downfield on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Got his man. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Passing game kept his drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Sends it back in motion. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Barmore. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
And listen, the defense playing really conservative, right? You got the lead, but here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get sacks. I got to get to the quarterback. Like, I got to make sure I'm getting him, knocking him off the spot. Padding my stats, by the way. I got a lot of sacks late in games to win a big lead, but that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep competing, defense.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. The corners are walked up tight. They'll try to get the first through the air. Fires to the tight end. Looks as if Illinois will have enough for the first down. There are a few things that just make me happy in life. A great steak, a scrumptious dessert, and a tight end who makes a catch on third down.
If the steak's medium rare, I'm right there with you, Reese.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. The Illini just added to its workload after that last play. It's second and long. Still firing away as they'll go down swinging. Here's the pressure. And down he goes, and that's going to do it. Didn't have much of a chance there. The defense puts it